Quercus, it's okay. We're okay.
He runs his paws over the cat's skeleton with long, methodical strokes. Sometimes his fingers curl, as if he's forgotten that Quercus's fur is long gone.
Shh, don't cry. We got out. We made it. We're safe. They can't get us here. The Knights will never hurt us again, Quercus. I promise. Quercus, after all the shield has done, do you think it's time? Yes. Yes, I think so too. The story belongs to us both, and by now the shield deserves to know the truth.
The squirrel looks up and meets your eyes for the first time. Small, shining beads take you in.
We have traveled some time together, Shield. There were times when I very nearly lost heart. My research, so much of it has led to naught. At times, I fear I am no closer to stopping the acorn than when I started. But you have been relentless. When I felt I might falter, you sallied forward. You and Quercus have given me strength when mine waned. You deserve to know the truth. The reason I know so much about the Knights of Dre, the reason I'm the one who needs to stop them. Well, I was one of their order once. I was an acolyte of the Great Acorn. I saw dwarves tear down my forest, turning my home into weapons of war. I saw humans launching great orbs of fire into the homes of my friends. I saw lizards shackling the citizens of the land with harnesses and whips. The Great Acorn would stop you all for good. At the time, the Knights seemed to have all the answers. We would reseed the land, give it fresh life. But they proved themselves zealots, heartless.
He runs his paws along Quercus's bony head and scritches the space behind his ear. Quercus rattles a dry, contented purr.
Quercus was once a beautiful, burnished orange, long of hair, green of eye, so soft of tread he could stalk through a thicket of dry thorns without disturbing a single one. That was before the Knights of Dre decided, well, they decreed, they executed him. Squirrels alone shall reap the Great Acorn's blessings, they said. It's unnatural to associate with other species. So, they killed him. My friend. It was then I knew that they'd gone too far. It took every last bit of magic I had gathered to bring him back. Then we ran. I just wanted to find a safe den where we could hide together, but...
The squirrel sits quietly for a moment, running his hand down the cat's spine. Quercus arches his back and flexes his claws.
But Quercus said we could do more. He said we should push on.
The cat leans into your palm, rubbing against you, and only a quick act of acrobatics stops Solora from being knocked off. The squirrel throws his hands up in indignity, but you can see a quiet smile spreading underneath his whiskers.
What a bevy of misfits we are! Though I suppose it is best to fit badly in a world gone Fear not, Shield. I will discover how to stop the great acorn. I will protect the creatures of this land, all of them, from the Knights. With Quercus at my side, with you at my side, I know I will not fail.
The Red Prince's spirit stands bewildered, his spectral eyes beleaguered by disbelief.
Defeat? I have been defeated. Impossible. Impossible. No. The Red Prince does not perish. Even here I hear the voices of destiny whisper. I will have my empire yet. I will have my empire yet.
Gareth's head is steady, but his face is pale and his eyes are lost.
We still have a mission, Godwoken. You must ascend. I will see it through.
After all that's just happened, life, every flawed morsel of it, seems more precious to you than ever. You look around at those who have accompanied you so far. In each one, something unique shines through. Divinity has eluded you so far, but life beats strong within you, here and now. Who knows what lies ahead for you, for your companions? Your quest failed. The void is growing stronger, and the hall is dark. You feel the need for some affection. Perhaps they feel it too.
Alone? Together? You and me? I love that. Lead the way, Chief.
As you move to go below decks, the live wood creaks and groans. The steps you thought you knew lead you to a part of the ship you've never seen before. A newly carved nook that smells of resin and wood chips. Touching the wall beneath your fingers, the live wood hums at your touch. You understand that the Lady Vengeance has carved this space for you in gratitude for your help. You enter and feel the presence of the ship recede, offering you the total privacy of a moment alone with your companion. The first moment you have been truly alone together.
Would you get a load of this place?
She saunters around the room, inspecting it like she plans to move in. She tosses her head over her shoulder and calls out to you in an affected tone.
I suppose it will do, darling.
Her face cracks into a smile, then a laugh.
So, what should we do? Wait, don't answer that.
She digs into her pack, skipping over to you, and sits on the ground at your feet, then tugs your hand for you to sit on the ground too. She sets an empty bottle on the ground between you and looks at you impishly.
Let's play a game. It's called Spout's Choice.
We each take a turn spinning this here bottle, and whoever the spout points to, well, I'll explain that part when we get there. You can go first.
She takes your hand and places it on the bottle, on its side between you.
Go on, spin.
The bottle swishes in circles as it spins. Loshe watches it intently as it lands, pointing directly at her. She smiles and blushes.
Well, in this game, you're meant to plant one on whoever the bottle lands on.
She flutters her eyelashes in exaggerated coquettishness, her blush deepening. She kisses you back, gently, more gently than you expected, then leans away, flushed with color.
My. My turn.
She spins the bottle, and it twirls and twirls, and comes to a rest, pointing into a no-man's land to the left of your knee. She doesn't lift her eyes from the bottle, but quickly corrects it to face you. She looks up then, drawing an arc with her eyes from the bottle's tip to your gaze. Her dark eyes are deeper, lusher than ever before.
Hey, Chief.
She crawls across the space between you and climbs into your lap, wrapping her legs around you. She melts into you and nuzzles her face into the crook of your neck. Her body is warm, warmer than it should be, her weight comforting and solid against you. She speaks into your neck, her lips brushing against your skin.
Chief. Look, I don't know what's gonna happen from here on out. I don't know if we'll find Dallas. I don't know which one of us is gonna, you know, all the stuff they say we'll do. I don't even know if I'm still gonna be myself much longer. But I do know that I'm happier now than I've ever been in my life. You make me feel like I have a voice. Like I'm not just a host. Like I'm a real person. I need to tell you something. The thing is, well, you know, when two people get to know each other pretty well, it's just, What?
Suddenly, you feel the thud, thud, thud of her heart hammering against her chest and into yours.
I love you too. I love you too. I love you too.
One tear streams out of the corner of her eye as she breaks into a fit of laughter and throws herself forward, knocking you to the ground, her whole body wrapped around yours.
Oh, I've wanted you for so long. I've wanted you like this for so long.
She grins and takes your chin softly in her hand, parting your lips. She comes close to your mouth, so close, then licks your lips, once, twice, and kisses you softly, soft as your first time, then harder, deeper, her tongue swirling around yours. She tugs at your clothes and growls in your ear.
Get these off.
She nips and kisses newly exposed flesh all over your body, running her mouth from your neck to your belly button, down to your shins, up to your thighs.
Oh, that is one beautiful man.
She sits up on her knees, still straddling your hips, and shimmies out of every last article of clothing. Her body is smooth and soft, flesh dipping generously beneath your hands. You could take handful after handful of her and never have enough.
Here I am, all of me, and I want all of you.
She moves her body slowly, slowly, slowly over yours, until you are one person, the surprise of it, the perfection of it making you both gasp. She moves in small circles, your bodies joined like they were made for each other, like they were never meant to be apart.
Oh, you're perfect. You're perfect.
She covers your hands with hers, guides them to places that make her exhale sharply, her eyelids fluttering. She keeps a gentle pace, then begins moving faster, harder, sweat glistening on her collarbone.
Like this?
She keeps the pace, her eyes locked with yours, a half-drugged smile on her lips.
This is it. This is my cure. You're my cure.
You are one in the night, one great, beautiful being, your bodies aching with desire where they touch, your mind ablaze, your souls entwined, growing great, greater, greater, greater.
How could I have gone this long without you?
In this infinite moment, it feels you'll never be apart again. Loshe yawns and stretches, arching her whole body like a cat. She folds into you, her head on your chest, arm draped around your body.
I'm gonna love you for the rest of my life, you know. However long that is. Even if I have morning breath. Even if a demon eats my whole brain. Even if I hog all the blankets in the night and I'm not even sorry.
She holds you tighter and kisses your chest, where your heart is.
So, I guess we should get back out there. Save the realm, stop the void, blah blah blah.
She runs a finger up your torso, making you jump.
We get out of this thing alive, there'll be plenty more where that came from.
She plants a quick kiss on your lips and a bite on your neck.
Let's get out of here, Chief.
Are you ready to continue the journey? One word and the Lady Vengeance will take us back to our world.
Well, hello again. Well, hello. As much as I would enjoy sailing these waters with you, I fear our time is short. I believe Melody recommended speaking to the ship's head when you were ready to leave. But I suppose it all depends on how much faith you put in a half-demon.
Ifan's spirit stares at you, seemingly through you. There is neither affection nor blame in his expression. He gives no sign of seeing you. Ifan's eyes flicker rapidly from side to side, as if trying to take in an expansive sight. He whispers, Gleku Duma, over and over, and suddenly you seem to hear the chattering of thousands of elven voices in the distance. Then, before your eyes, his spirit dissolves into the sound, his own voice joining the cacophony that you can hear. That you could hear, for now no sound remains. All is calm.
I will not fade. The sun, she will set her love.
Hey, Chief. You ready to get out of here? Hey now, let's keep it professional and everything. We're still Godwoken on a mission, aren't we? Though, after experiencing that thing you did with your tongue, I guess I know who the real god among mortals is. Malady said something about the ship's figurehead, didn't she?
Not right now. Come back later.
Not many things I can fetch around here, but who cares, eh? Look at this place!
I thought you'd forgotten about me, darling. How goes your little endeavor?
Almira gives you a devilish grin and traces her finger along your forearm.
I had a feeling you'd be one to watch, my dear. I'm glad to hear my faith wasn't misplaced.
I'm glad I didn't step ashore on that island with you, sorcerer. That place is a pyre. The Order. My comrades. I don't regret leaving with Almira, but I did swear an oath. I hear Bishop Alexander made it to the island with some followers. What came of him? No wonder the Order has fallen so low, when its leadership is populated by cutthroats and traitors. I made the right decision to flee with Almira.
All this commotion hasn't made it any easier for me to restore anathema. The fewer distractions, the better. My efforts continue. I must admit it's quite an intricate piece to work with, even for someone like myself.
Corbin, the Fletcher you rescued from Roost Anon at the Culwood Mills, sparks to life at the sight of you and breaks into a great grin.
Oh yeah? Oh, I mean, hey, how are you? All settled in myself? Can't tell you how glad I am to be here. And thank you for bringing me. I feel it, you know? I really do. By all means.
The little girl doesn't acknowledge your presence. She remains locked away somewhere deep within her own mind. The little girl doesn't acknowledge your... As you approach, the silent monk puffs a bit of air from between her stitched lips. She seems agitated.
People are going to perish. People are going to die, and I can't stop it. She'll do it now. She'll never stop. She'll never stop.
Take whatever time you need to gather yourself, my friend. When you are ready, we can proceed.
Yes, I am sorry. She had me built to her exact designs. Not even I know all the ways in which she can control me. She was able to follow my wake like a shark. But I will see myself destroyed rather than be forced to betray you again. I swear. It shall be done.
Just say the word, and our journey shall continue.
Melody's face is drawn. She seems tired, somewhat subdued. She looks you over and squints.
What's wrong with you? You seem happy. It's written all over you. In truth, I'm glad to see it. A joyful God is a just God. I've had some time to think, and there's a few matters I want to discuss before we carry on. I doubt you've forgotten the death of Meister Siva.
She swallows hard and closes her eyes for a moment, as though trying to dispel a dizzy spell.
She and I had a deal, you see. A deal that's now quite obviously defunct. According to its terms, I was to help you ascend to divinity, and she was to help me with... The details aren't important now, it's just... Never mind. Another entangling alliance. But I won't be able to disentangle it on my own. There may come a time when I need to count on you as an ally. So, are we? Allies, that is. I'm glad to hear you say that. We do make quite the team, don't we? I found out where Dallas is heading. There's a great city not far from Driftwood, Arx by name. It's controlled by Magisters, so you'll have your work cut out for you. We have to find out what she's planning to do with the powers of the Seven. You'll need to find her and take back what she stole, and quickly, before she does something irreversible. Dallas, or any of the others for that matter, cannot be allowed to use the powers of the gods. She doesn't understand what must be done. She doesn't understand how to rule. It's quite simple, really. Chaos is a fact of life, surer than any other. Power is one of the few structures that can cut a line through that chaos. If wielded well, that line will mean stability, order, a comfort against the unknowable, changing forces of chaos. If wielded poorly, the line will mean domination, terror, different from chaos, but no better. Dallas, and the others like her, Alexander, the Mother Tree, the Prince of Shadows, they are little better than demons, really. They seek power at the expense of others, not to create stability, but to create servants. Look at my face, Godwoken. What do you see? I suppose we all see what we want to see. When I look in the mirror, I see balance. Balance between darkness and light, between good and evil. Whatever those categories mean. When the time comes for you to ascend, remember my face. Remember that despite any shortcomings you might have, if you can bring a semblance of balance to the world, you'll have done as good as the Seven did. And if you can be stronger than them, you'll do all the better. The Seven are gone, slain by their Godwoken, slain by you. You have the potential, the obligation even, to do better than they did, to create a better world than the world they made. I just am. You can trust in me. I just am. Now, there's little time to spare. We need to get you to Arx, find Dallas, take back what she stole. Shall we go? Very good. How lucky for you I'm on your side. I'm probably the only one masterful enough to transport an entire ship safely between the land of the dead and the land of the living. Captain Malady stands at the ready.
After the briefest moment of respite, Malady brought the Godwoken to Arx to recover the divine powers Dallas had snatched away. But the half-demon's secret was taking its toll on her.
Lucian! Fools! The bastard's going to ruin everything! Brace! Brace! Brace!
Don't say anything.
Malady groans, her face twisting in pain. She falls to one knee, catching herself on her hands. She raises one hand and raises herself to her feet.
Now, no need to fuss, I'll be fine. It's just that traveling between the realms isn't easy, you know? It takes something from my soul each time. But never you fear, I've pulled a clever trick out of my sleeve. The Lady Vengeance stands in 2 realms at once. Her body here, her soul in the Hall of Echoes. You can still return at your leisure. At least I got us where we wanted to go. This is Arx. This is where Dallas has fled with the powers of the gods. This is where the path to Divinity leads. Dallas must be stopped. She has stolen the powers of the Seven. You'll need to get the Aetherin back if you're to fight the God King. You'll need it if you're to ascend. Track her in Arx. Find out where she's gone and end her. Take back the Aetherin and the powers of the gods with it. You cannot fail, Godwoken. Not for anything.
Hey, Chief. Before we get a move on, I'd like a word with Malady. You mind? Psst. Hey, Mals. I'm not, you know, feeling so hot.
I should think not. The demon is getting closer to himself. You'll meet him in Arx soon enough, and if you meet him like this, it's bye-bye Loshe. We won't let that happen, will we? I've got a little something cooking. There's power in names, after all. And we know exactly who Adramalik is. Don't worry. I'll find you before it's too late. Demon's honor. Hurry along now. You'll need to find Dallas before it's too late. That's for you to discover. Arx is rife with Divine Order grunts, though. If she's among them, they'll know where to look. Take care of yourself, Godwoken. I may not always be there to do it for you.
Don't worry, Chief. I'm on high alert.
Do you know, this Arx place doesn't look half bad. It's only about 1/3 bad, really. Maybe 2/5, depending on the weather.
Yes? To be perfectly frank, yes. I only have to do what comes natural to me. Besides, these 7 weren't exactly angels. Even gods get their comeuppance. We stand warned, don't we?
Oh, Quercus. She might have been a butchered tree, but she still made a noble home. And now our nest is gone. We cannot hide in their barren hall of echoes. We cannot idly wait for fate to take us. There's only one thing left to do.
Solora looks up to you, then back to Quercus. His whiskers twitch.
We must fight! Onward, Quercus! Onward, shield! Until the great acorn drops, there's still hope! Ho!
Gareth massages his forehead and grunts.
Ugh. Why does everything have to go to absolute shite? Glad to see you're still kicking at least. Though I should warn you, Arx kicks back.
Gareth scans the wreckage and whistles. The Lady Vengeance is well and truly ruined. He stretches an arm in front of him and takes inventory of every scrape, cut, and bruise.
As good as I'm gonna get. Godwoken, it may be Lucian's day, but Arx will give you little cause to celebrate. I must stay here, but I can give you this. Through it, Lucian may still protect you. Old habits, my friend. I pursued my guiding star. I had no idea it would lead me so astray. But it's still the only star I knew to follow in the darkness. Yet perhaps I found another.
Gareth smiles at you. You see in him something he's lacked of late. Hope.
I'll do what I do best. Hold things together. Those that remain still need a chief, so I'll attend to whatever needs attending to. I have no more surprises up my sleeve. I dare say you've had enough. It's a city at a crossroads. Volumes could be written about a single conflict. Yet Arx endures an infinitude at once. It's from Arx that the Divine Order operates, so to speak, though you'll find its operations are as scattered as dandelion seeds in a cyclone. With both factions at odds, sorcery is not a pervading concern. Do not, however, assume that every paladin offers safe haven. The enemy of your enemy is not always a friend. Were I wearing your boots, I'd seek out Ahu, the Lord Protector, and the Keeper of Lucian's Crypt. He is a wise one, and may offer you help. Ahu is Lucian's greatest asset, a great wizard, and clever as a cat. He protects Lucian's remains deep within the Arx Cathedral, and I can think of no one better suited for it. He's a man of many talents, not the least of which is knowing. Ahu spots details that elude even the savviest of spies. If the hammer has fallen in Arx, he'll have taken notice.
Gareth grasps your shoulder as you turn to go.
You've done much for me. It's a miracle I even stand here now, frankly. You've got more miracles in you. With you, what was impossible seems possible again.
The statue reaches toward the sky, as though preparing to take flight. The bottom drops out from within you. She lifts you up, up, up.
These Godwoken are going to be the death.
Not the finest of landings, though I suppose our dear vessel did well enough, given it's not exactly in its natural habitat. At least I can still access all of my tools in the Hall of Echoes. I wouldn't relish the prospect of scouring through all this wreckage to find what I need. Why work, of course. Anathema won't restore itself, I dare say. I shall finish what I started, aboard whatever remains of the Lady Vengeance in the Hall of Echoes. Come and find me later in the Hall of Echoes. I believe I'm rather close to having Anathema in working order.
I'm growing soft, aren't I?
The big acorn has come from the sky. It will wash away our enemies in one big blood wave. All hail the acorn!
Quackers! Quackers! Do you think they recognized us?
No, you're right. I could be any squirrel out riding a dead cat.
There, in the harbour, the Kraken.
If it keeps showing up, never make friends.
Lucian the Divine, standing guard over Arx. He's been slacking off by the look of things. This statue seems like a bad jest now, given the state of things. This statue seems like a bad jest now, given the state of things.
More two legs. Why must you crowd our woods? Go be with your own kind.
Death fog below.
You see the crash? The ship? Are they void-woken? Thank the gods. There are void-woken within the city. I fear they are outside it too. But it seems Lucian's spirit watches over us. We are spared. For now. Do as we do. Stay far away from Arx until the trouble's clear.
prayer from a pilgrim. Mighty Lucian grant me wealth and power.
A spillage all over the floor.
All that death fog.
Do you see anything?
Only fog. What a cursed Lucian's day this is.
Do you see anything? I come for prayer and penitence. Instead, I find waste.
Pilgrims. Probably here for Lucian's day.
The woman's upper lip twitches, and her chest heaves with each gods-fearing utterance to the heavens.
Lucian, I pray thee absolve my sins and find me worthy. The time of reckoning is upon us. The hall awaits only the chosen. May the death fog cleanse me as it cleanses the land and waters.
She shoots you a frenzied glance.
Do you see anything?
Only fog.
He has told me his plan, Lizard. Lucian will not wash our sins away with water or fire, but with death fog. The true faithful will bathe in the fog of their own accord, and he will reward them with eternal bliss. It spreads even now, just below. I am ready to prove my loyalty.
She trails off, and her eyes flit upwards, as if listening to a voice only she can hear.
Only fog.
Me too.
Do you see anything?
Goods for sale here. Any takers?
Another card?
No, I'm holding.
Me too.
Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
I came all the way from Driftwood, but I never expected to get stuck like this.
Another card?
Excuse me, have you word from the city? I heard the paladins inside have overthrown the Magisters. How can that be? And if it is, who's in charge of Fort Joy? My brother's just been sent there. I don't understand it. There's a prison here in Arx. Why send him so far away? I just need to plead his case. To Dallis herself, if I'm able. Or to whoever's in charge now. He's a sweet lad. He doesn't belong there. I'll sort it out, that's for certain. I don't know. Maybe the Paladins have finally had enough of this clampdown. The Magisters will just go and lock up anybody. That wasn't Lucian's way, was it?
It's a dangerous path ahead, friends. Best to stock up.
The statue reaches toward the bottom, drops up.
Ah, hello. Please, if you're in need of supplies, now's the time to stock up. There's no telling where you'll find another trader, such as things are. You'll have to forgive my limited stock. The incident in the harbor was... well, I was lucky to escape with my life, much less anything to sell. Voidwoken. I was taking inventory of the stock I brought to sell in Arx when the harbor was suddenly overrun. It was horrible. Though I did see one little girl, all by herself just beyond the harbor. Poor thing. She was too far off for me to help. She's surely dead by now. I hope it was swift, at least. She was human. Light skin and fair hair, with a blue flower tucked behind one ear. But her eyes... I didn't know humans could have such dark eyes. They seemed almost pure black. A trick of the light, perhaps. And it wasn't the time to linger for another look. A pleasure doing business.
Me too.
Even now.
I feel awful. Another card. Lucian will grant me his blessing.
No, I'm holding.
Keep strong.
Me
Lucian
too.
will preserve you.
The elderly woman pats the pilgrim on the shoulder and hands him a steaming bowl. A smile creases her face when she sees you waiting.
Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
Ho there, brave adventurer. Care for some soup to warm your bones?
Before you can say a word, she pushes a warm bowl into your hands. The distinctive aroma of pumpkin wafts up from it.
Ah, it does my heart good to see young ones fed, so it does. Sharing a hearty meal gives twice the joy. But sorry, I imagine you're not here for soup. Welcome to Four Sisters. Would you like to take a look at our sorceress sundries? Ah, get away with you, you old charmer.
Her kindly eyes twinkle in the light of the cooking fire.
And did my sister make you pay full price for sorceress sundries? Well then, as is our family tradition, so shall I. Here goes. I always say, and how often I find, the more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I? sorry, dear. That's not it. I wish I could let you have a discount, but... Rule... What am I? Sorry, dear. That's not it. I always say, and what am I? Wonderful. The discount is yours. My, that's so kind of you to say. But I can only give you the one bowl, lest I run out before all the pilgrims have had some supper. Tell you what, though, take this.
She fumbles in her apron pocket and hands you a many-folded piece of paper smeared with pumpkin.
It's the recipe. Now you can make your own whenever you like. Safe travels, dear.
I feel awful. Hopefully Lucian will grant me his blessing.
Breathed in some of that death fog. Oh, my lungs ache. And I can't see straight.
Me too. I feel awful.
Hmm? You come to the city, I suppose. Like the rest of us.
Lucian will preserve you.
Whatever your purpose in Arx, you may be disappointed. I want to visit Lucian's shrine to find answers. But perhaps it is a fool's errand. I do not expect to hear his voice. But I meditate. I look upon his disciples. I take in his resting place. Perhaps the answers come. Peace, too. And perhaps not. This is the chance I take. Word comes that access is forbidden. There is fighting. I hear Magisters in white fighting the Paladins. And I hear a void woken.
Lucian will preserve you.
Hurry along now. You'll need to take care of yourself, Godwoken. Hurry along now. You'll need to take care of yourself, God.
Arx! Quite a city, as I recall. The setting for many of my youthful indiscretions.
Many more of those on my sleeve. I'm growing soft, aren't I? These Godwoken are going to be the death of me.
Come and find me later in the hall.
It's a dangerous path ahead, friends. Best to stock up. Another card?
Lucian will preserve you.
Something very bad has happened in the harbor.
Travel, they said. See all the wonders of the world, they said.
Bug rabbits are stupid. They're jumping into the fog to impress the does, but I've yet to see any of them come back.
Feed on you. Return what is ours.
Dearest Grace, I hope Boss understands. I know you, or I've heard of you. I'm one of Loha's, and you did us quite a good turn back in Driftwood. I thank you.
She casts her eyes over the wreck below the bridge.
After all that's happened, it does me good to see you here. My driver, my cart wolf. Look at them. And for what? Void woke him. Weren't anywhere near us, but old Max sniffed him out anyway. Got so spooked he pulled my carriage right off the bloody bridge. Pulled my driver off with him. I rolled out in time. Better stranded out here than stuck in a city with a void woken, I suppose. But they deserved better than this. It were a wedding. Event of the season over at Mikhail Ross's estate. We were going in place of our boss.
She looks over the wreckage with a grimace.
Loa'd gnaw my ear off if he could see the shape his emissaries are in.
She gives you a sharp look.
I suppose you know a little something about a wedding. Isn't that right? Figured as much. I thought I might meet you here. But the wedding's all yours. I'm not leaving my dog or my driver here. We've been riding together, the three of us, must be 10 years now. After what happened in the caves, well, I ain't abandoning any more of mine to no kind of fate except the one they would have wanted. Good luck. I hope you're made of sterner stuff. Duna's grace. I hope Boss understands. I'll send word home. Don't worry. I'll send word. Duna's grace. I hope Boss understands. I'll send word home. Don't worry. I'll send word. Duna's grace. I hope Boss understands.
What's this? I found something.